All right, hello and welcome everyone. Before we get into today's video, this video is sponsored by Discord Nitro. For those of you not aware, somehow, Discord Nitro is a $10 a month subscription service that provides not only a large library of games to play, but also perks in Warframe ranging from full deluxe bundles, as I've previously covered on the channel, and perks like the one available this month. You can get all the perks and jump into my community Discord from the links in the description below, and thanks again to Discord for sponsoring today's video. All right, hello and welcome everyone to another Why Would You Use? So today we are going to be talking about the Acceltra. So this is a fully automatic micro missile launcher. This is the primary weapon that came out with Gauss, and it is quite good. So before we talk about any more of like how the micro missile part works, let's talk about the build. So this is a critical weapon. Like, it is the most critical weapon. We are at 80% crit chance with a 6.2 multiplier and a quite high fire rate for those stats. So of course we're using your standard critical weapon mods. We got split chamber always, serration always, point strike, and vital sense always. But on this weapon, because it does not have a vast amount of status, we're going to go with viral, and then we're going to go with vigilante armaments and hunter munitions. Usually I would not say that you should use hunter munitions on this weapon because most people are going to be using it at lower levels. But if you are ever planning to bring the Acceltra to any kind of high level stuff, it has a 48 round magazine and it only gets 3 of those total at max ammo capacity. So you're going to want to lean on hunter munitions a little bit to beef up some of your damage, because your damage is quite high for sure. But it doesn't last very long because you ain't got no fucking ammo to use most of the time. If you are one of those people that don't run vacuum, even though you can run it on literally every companion now, if you're one of the crazies, this weapon ain't for you because you need to be picking up ammo drops on a fucking constant basis. Ammo mutation was a small consideration for this weapon, and that says a lot about how little ammo it really has. That being said, I mostly only encountered that problem whenever it was at this full build. In higher level stuff, like once you get into like the 70s, whenever you're fighting Grineer specifically, is usually when that problem starts to become more apparent and you start hitting that 0 on your ammo count. But against most lower level things, it's pretty much just going to get wiped away and they're going to drop enough ammo that it's going to keep you going, which positions this weapon in like a really nice way because it is amazing for crowd clear because, like I said earlier, these are micro missiles. They have a solid AoE and they explode and kill pretty much everything that you're going to be looking at. With that, this weapon has a considerably lower amount of danger to the user than your usual explosive weapon in Warframe because the micro missiles don't explode if they are too close to you. Now that is only if you are standing still. Weirdly, this weapon came out with Gauss, and if you are shooting in front of yourself and then you're running forward, or you're say like aim gliding forward at an extremely fast pace, you will catch up to these rockets with, you know, a Warframe that's very fast, like Gauss, for example. And you'll probably die unless you're very tough, like Wukong or Inaros or whatever. So please keep that in mind, that it's not impossible to die to this weapon, but if you're not doing anything crazy, it's more difficult to die to this weapon than it would be with, say, like the Ogress or something. With that, let's just show off this test. It has no problems with this test. However, I can totally run out of ammo by like just being careless in this test, and what I mean by that is just firing way more missiles than it actually takes to kill enemies. So let's go. We can just do like hilarious carpet bombing on these dudes, like blow these guys up, take care of the bombards. Oh, also it's worth noting that the reload for this weapon is a little misleading because it has the passive that it reloads faster if you are sprinting. So 99.9% of the time it's actually going to be reloading faster than is listed in the stats screen. So keep that in mind. It is going to reload pretty fast usually instead of that slower rate that you will see in the mod screen. And you can see like the damage of this is pretty solid. Against armor, it of course takes a second because you're relying more on the slash procs with this build. But like it does vaporize dudes, and you get to have a primary weapon that you can carpet bomb with, and also you can land and just fire point blank, and these will still do damage. And evaporate enemies because they don't like suddenly start doing no damage if they don't explode, which in fairness is a bit odd, but is welcome. So yeah, I mean, that's the Acceltra. The big issue with this weapon is the ammo, but the kicker is that this weapon is only MR8, and being only MR8 and not being particularly difficult to build either, it's a weapon that is quite powerful, that you can build early, that it needed some kind of downside, and the downside is the ammo economy. If you can handle the ammo economy, you're going to be perfectly fine, though. And I think it's weirdly balanced for kind of where DE have been putting weapons lately. Like, it seems like there was previously a trend for a while of weapons being extremely, extremely hard to get for not being that strong. But this seems like it's kind of perfectly positioned at MR8 to be like, yeah, this is a worthwhile thing to go get, as long as you can get it to drop. Because the one thing about this is that it only drops from one mission. So you need to do that mission to get it. But thankfully, that mission is also good for getting a shitload of relics. So you should probably do that mission at some point anyway. And I don't remember the node that it is, so I'm just putting it on screen right now. That's the mission to go get it. And that drops tons of relics there, and it's a pretty fun mission as well. So that is the Acceltra. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow.